Hi, travelers, and welcome to your full moon reading for 9 October. We're going to have a full moon in the sign of Aries on the 9th of October, and then on the 25th, a few days before Halloween, we're going to have a Scorpio new moon. Okay, so I can't believe we're already in October. There's 2 months left in 2022. Can you believe that? Just to give you guys a quick update on the health issues, I went to the VA today, took some videos with me, and she was like, "Oh my God, you can't wait to see the neurologist in February." So I'm going to be going in on the 24th of this month. Oh damn, that's the day before the new moon. Oh my God. To see the neurologist, and over the next couple of weeks I've got an EEG and an MRI. I've got all of that stuff scheduled to go in. They're going to be getting me some fall detection equipment, and what she said was that she said she doesn't think that they're like neurological tremors. She thinks there may be seizures. And she said, well, it might be MS. She said, but you're on the backside of when it's supposed to be presenting. She's talking about my age. And she said, but, it may not be something unusual. She said, it could be something unusual that it would present this late. And she says, but, I don't know. And so don't, freak out and think I'm telling you you've got MS. So I can go a couple of days without having them. Some days I'll have 3 or 4 small ones. I know when I had a shower this morning, I had one in the shower, had to sit down. And so it's just kind of, it's inconvenient is what it is. I'm supposed to be planting trees right now. And it's just a rather inconvenient, but, it is what it is. So we shall see what the neurologist has to say after the 24th. Probably another week before I get that information, and we'll just see what happens. And so I have with me with some other things. I'm working still on I'm finding that my memory's a little as well. I forget what I'm saying. So I'm still working on the videos for the tarot classes. I'm going to be posting an article up. I'm going to put part of it in the newsletter, and the rest of it's going to be open on the website. So you guys want to go over and read. And it's really about paying down debt, how to get out of debt, pretty quick. I think that's something that's really that practical things that everybody can use. It's not some weird, get rich quick scheme. It's just some information. I've done it myself. It does work. And I think with the way, things are happening with the interest rates rising, stuff's going to become more expensive as the year ends, because the holidays are coming and they like to do that. More people are living off of their credit cards because things cost more. And so it's just a practical way to, try to go through your finances to see where you can cut some stuff out and how you can pay down, credit cards faster. Okay. It's not a quick fix. It's not magic. It takes work, and I've tried this principle myself, and it works. Okay, so with that being said, there was something else I think I wanted to tell you, and I'm not exactly sure. Oh, a while back I did a reading, and I think I posted it to the website. I'll go back and look, and I'll open it up, and it was about Ginny and Clarence Thomas. And the story that the cards were telling was kind of weird and kind of strange. But then suddenly this story is cropped up with Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker. About who's running for a Senate seat in Georgia. That he's all against abortion, about everything. He don't believe in it at all. But now one of his baby mamas have stepped forward to say, oh no, but you paid me, you gave me the money to have an abortion. And I'm wondering if that were some strains of that, if maybe that reading wasn't about Herschel Walker. But then I still think it has something to do with the Thomases, because a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was, I saw a photo of Herschel Walker and Clarence Thomas together. And it's just kind of weird that the Supreme Court justice would be hanging out with this guy. They don't have anything in common. Herschel Walker can't even put a sentence together. Um, you know, so it's kind of weird. So I'm gonna go back and look over that to see if there's anything else. I used the cards for the Petite Etiella, and I'm gonna go back and look at that. And I'm also going to here over the next week or so try to probably do a Nostradamus reading on the Senate, the midterm elections that are coming up. Okay, so just kind of hang tight. There's stuff coming. All right, so with that being said, I have done some meditation and shuffling on this Aryan full moon. I have the Radiant White with me. I have the Levita Sibila. For those of you who are new to the channel, what an open reading is, it's just that I open the cards and then let the cards do the talking. So it's not for any specific sign. Typically, if it's a full moon reading, then it is the 2-week time frame between the full moon and the new moon. But because there's no timing in the tarot, it could be all the way from this full moon in October to the full moon in November. Okay, a full moon cycle. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around, and we're going to get started with the reading. I might have to turn this light off. I had my other light on. It was awfully dark, and so I turned the overhead light on, but that might be too bright. We'll just see. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of glare on the cards here. I hope everyone is well. Oh, I was able to buy Hannah a car. She bought her own car. We found her a car yesterday. Now she's still got to get her driver's license, but at least she's got a vehicle now, so that's good. All right, here we go. The Strength card. And that is way too bright, so just give me a second here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on and turn that light off. That's just way too bright. All right. There we go. Still a little bright, but let me see if I can get it to go down some. Just bear with me, you guys. I don't know what's happening. Oh, it doesn't want to do anything. Hold on. I think the battery's dead in that stupid thing. Hold on one second. There. I think that's better. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so we have the Strength card. Quite interesting. Representing the sign of Leo, perhaps the month of August. Okay, so that could be a timing. Not sure. Let's get the rest of the cards down. Ace of Cups. 4 of Cups. Huh. That's quite interesting. The Hermit. The 2 of Swords. The Justice card. Huh. That's interesting. The 6 of Cups. Ah, the King of Swords. And the Death card. Wow. Big. Okay, what is the energy over the entire reading? It is the 3 of Wands. Well, well, well. 3 of Wands has made an appearance. Okay. Let me set my timer here. Right in the center, we have the 2 of Swords. And the 2 of Swords is a card about using your intuition, for one. But it is also, because it's a Swords card, Swords, thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communications. This is either some type of unsettling communication that has come in, or some kind of news. You're not quite exactly sure what to make of it. But it speaks to making some kind of decision. That's what 2s are about. Choices, options, decisions. It's about being at a crossroads, right? I've seen it show up sometimes. Excuse me. When it says that if you've been, if you've had a falling out with a friend or a relative or something, you can make up and mend ways. Okay, I've seen that. But to me, it's one of the hoodwinked cards. There's two hoodwinked cards in the deck. This is this one and then the Eight of Swords. And I say the hoodwinked card because they've got the blindfolds on. So did somebody blindfold you and, or they're hiding something from you, or are you not seeing what you need to see? And to me, the implication always with the Two of Swords is that you know exactly what's going on. You see exactly what's happening. But you're just not quite sure what to do about it or think about it or say about it. Okay? Actually to say or to think about it. And the reason why I always say that is because for me, the blindfold over her left eye, it's not pulled all the way down. So she's kind of peeking out underneath that blindfold. So this could be the idea of, trusting whatever your instincts are telling you, okay? And allowing that to guide you. But what I have here is 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards. So I have 1, 2, 3 cups, 2 swords, and 4 major arcana cards. Now, one major arcana card holds more sway than all of these pip cards here put together, okay? And the major arcana cards are your spiritual lessons. If we don't go through trials and tribulations or run across problems and issues, then we don't grow, we don't evolve spiritually, so we can move on to the next level, right? And so we start out with, like I say, the Strength card. And as I say, it may go all the way for some of you back to the month of August. But what is the Strength card about? The Strength card is about facing your obstacles, facing your fear. Doing it with gentleness, with kindness, with presence in your heart or presence of mind to know that you don't always have to fight or argue with people, and simply conquering your fear. Now, we have past, present, future, interplay of the cards. Underneath that, however, is the Hermit card. And in this instance, this is a 9. And 9s are about a focus of a completion of events. The Hermit represents the sign of Virgo. So this is, in a sense, kind of a mind, body, spirit kind of a thing. So for some of you, it may have been necessary for you to remove yourself from a situation. Literally just take yourself out, away. Okay? This can be being about isolation, and sometimes it's about people feeling lonely. But the reason why you should be taking yourself away, or perhaps maybe you took yourself away, is because you really needed to stop and think about some things before moving on to the next thing, because we know that after this is the Wheel of Fortune. It's a 10. So that's a huge change. So this is about looking over perhaps what has happened in the past, trying to gain some clarity. We see he has the star here inside of that particular lamp. As I always say, the Hermit is not just a student, but he's also a teacher. He's a scholar and a teacher. He takes the time out to go within and discover whatever it is that he needs to know. But then he also, when he comes out of this revelry, he also has the ability to share what he knows with others. So they're holding the light in the dark. Now, the Six of Cups here in this past row, the Six of Cups is a card of balance. All sixes represent balance, right? And harmony. And so the Six of Cups can be about nostalgia. It is about the past. It is about kindness. It can be about children. You know how children are so innocent, they're trusting, they can forgive you for anything. You know, they're open and free-hearted, that kind of a thing. I've seen it show up when it speaks about perhaps getting some kind of financial windfall. Or I've seen it show up when it talks about you're about to redecorate your house or remodel your house or something of that nature. It's giving gifts and whatnot. So for me, this whole row here of the past is having conquered your fears or conquered whatever obstacles have been presented to you, taking a step back and then processing, actually being able to process what has happened. And that's a good thing, okay? But I come across here at the top row, someone has conquered their fears, and this Ace of Cups presents itself. Cups are just, for me, the emotional quotient of something, okay? It is an offer. Yes, it could be an offer of love, but it can also be an offer to reset your emotions, to rid yourself of any toxic or horrible emotions so that you can have an emotional purging, so to speak, so that you can clear yourself for that. But at the same time, I think for some of you, there's been an offer presented to you. The reason why I say that is it's over here on the back side as well. This is the same stinking hand. It's just going in two different directions. Okay? And to me, this card says that some of you are not too either excited by it, or you don't trust it, or it's not what you want, you know. But I always say when the Four of Cups comes out, to not dismiss things out of hand. Look over whatever this thing is here, okay? For some of you, most definitely, it's not what you need, okay? But for some of you, if you think about it, it might be just what you need, okay? So that Death card is playing out in two different ways. Now, I do feel that some of you are dealing with perhaps an air sign male, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And if he's not an air sign male, then he is going to be someone, he will be a surgeon, he will be a dentist, a police officer, a soldier. He could be a scientist, a researcher, a writer, an editor, a chef. So any place where sharp tools and sharp intellect are needed to get the job done. But I also get this sense that there's some, what do you call it? Distrust or misunderstanding or miscommunications with this particular person. And because of his stance on the card here, he's kind of not interested in the Six of Cups. Okay? That's what I'm getting. So the offer, I don't trust it. I don't know what it is. I don't believe it, or something's not right about it. And I think it has, and it could be the energy that he is himself feels that way, but I don't think so. I think this concerns him. Maybe something that he said or he's done. Now, I'm looking at the Justice card. And the Justice card basically just says that we have to learn to weigh up things, right? We have to use our own objectivity, our own logical, rational, reasonable logic so that we can weigh up things and to determine what's what and which may be the better option. That's really all I'm getting from this Justice card. Maybe for some of you, it might be a legal issue. It does not feel like a legal issue, but it very well could be. It is saying that no matter the outcome, justice has been served. Even if you feel like you got the short end of the stick, you know why? Because now you can put that thing to bed, okay? It's all over and done with now. I don't have any repeater numbers. This is what I find to be interesting. And then comes the Death card. And the Death card tells us to leave the past behind so that we can move on to something new, a more better, prosperous future. It says that whatever old conditions have been hanging around, it's time for them now to die out. It says that we need to be prepared. You know, don't resist any changes that are coming through or trying to happen for you. Don't fight it. Death always wins anyway. You know, if you just kind of accept it and go with it, it can sometimes be easier. It doesn't mean it won't be less painful, right? But it just means that you can transition through this thing a little bit easier. And that is really what the Death card represents in the tarot. It is a transition from one state to another state, okay? And the Three of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands, it's a 3. And 3s always say that there is a bit more work to do before any future successes can be realized. It can be an indication that there are, you know, more than one person. There could be at least 3 people involved. But for me, the Three of Wands card is always to me like somewhat like the Mercante card in this deck. This is you. Whatever your passion, your focus, your desire, your project was, as that's what the wands represent. They usually represent work and career, but it's really your passion, your focus, and your desire and determination. Okay? And you had an idea. You came up with an idea. That's the Ace. Then you made a decision about moving forward with it. Now you're ready to move forward with it. See? Holding on to that. But the thing about this particular card is we don't know if he is just sending those ships out to sea, in which case he's going to have to wait perhaps some time before he can get word whether it was successful, or if he's waiting for those to come into harbor so he can go down and figure out was his thing a successful thing. So I've seen the Three of Wands show up when there could be business negotiations or business ventures or projects, whether there is news coming in. something new that's trying to start or get started. We do know that we did have the Mercury retrograde where everything kind of came to a freeze, so to speak, or to a halt. We had to slow ourselves down during that Mercury retrograde, and that should have given us a little bit of time to gain some clarity and some insight before we move on to the next thing. So it's kind of playing out lots of different ways. Now, the only card that I can't look at in relation to these is this guy. Okay? And it could be, if this is not somebody that you're dealing with, it could be saying that you're going to have to adopt the characteristics of this particular king. In other words, don't be letting sentiment get in the way of whatever it is you got to do. All right? Remember I said his stance is like he not wanting to have anything to do with that. So it could be that this is saying to you, you know what? Don't let sentiment stand in the way of whatever it is you got to do. Don't resist the change. So let me turn him over. Let me grab my book right quick to see if I can gain any additional information of these cards as they relate to these major arcana here. We're going to start with the Ace of Cups. Nothing about the Ace of Cups. Let's move to the Four. We're going to take them in the order in which they fell. The Four. Aha. The Four of Cups with the Hermit. It tells of a gentle inner peace and a personal satisfaction and fulfillment coming into your life. It brings a message that solitude will bring about spiritual enlightenment. So remember I was telling you that's what these cards are all about. They're about spiritual evolution and growth. Okay? That's what all of the major arcana cards are about. My course is just on, my tarot course is strictly on the majors. That's it, because I think a lot of people have difficulty interpreting the major cards. They are an addition to the other pip cards, the other 52 cards, you understand what I'm saying? But they flesh out everything that happens in life. Okay, so Two of Swords. Nothing about the Two of Swords. Okay, and that leaves me the Six of Cups. I'm going to take a look at this Three of Wands. There could be some additional information because it's kind of has an influence over the reading. The Six of Cups with the Strength card. It is an indication that you have the abilities to achieve your goals at this time. The energies were not auspicious earlier, but the time is now right to pursue goals and dreams you have been holding on to. There's that star, hopes, wishes, and dreams in the lamp. You have the ability to achieve your goals and live up to your own expectations. All it takes is your own determination and positive mindset. So for some of you, like I said, the time has come now to make a final decision, to weigh it up and make a decision. Okay? And don't allow sentiment to kind of stand in the way. I find it interesting that from the 4 to the 6 is 2 additional cups. Remember, we're talking about the number 2. Choice, options, decision. And this is about the 2. In this instance, that 2 of cups would be the balancing of your emotions. Here, this with the ace with this gives us a 5 of cups. So we know that there's some, I don't know, maybe sadness, regret, maybe fear even. That's why this card has presented itself. And even here gives us a 7 of cups, a bit of confusion. Well, that's apparent because it's right in the center of the reading. Okay? And so, 3 of Wands, I said I was going to look at it to see if there's an influence of the 3 of Wands. Aha! Well, what do you know? 3 of Wands with strength and justice. Oh, it's a twofer. It is a message of encouragement, as eventually you will benefit from all of your past efforts. Keep going, as you will reap better than expected rewards. See, so the death card is not always a negative thing, okay? And sometimes death can come along when a situation is so stagnant that nothing is changing. And then suddenly it'll just, like that, the situation goes away, the problem goes away, the obstacle goes away, you come up with the idea, or you just make the decision to say, you know what, that's enough, I'm not doing it anymore. There you have it, okay? Now, here's what I'm going to do. The only card I really need to look at is this guy. And this is just on the off chance that it may be somebody that you are dealing with, because sometimes twos can be in opposition, somebody opposing you in whatever it is you think or that you're trying to do. It could be a colleague, it could be a partner, it could be a friend, it could be a neighbor, you know, someone who's trying to oppose you. Maybe you want to remodel your home and your neighbor's like, nah, you know, giving you trouble. Those are just being jerks. All right, let's pull these cards here and see what this says. The Morte on top of that. So he has either said something or done something, and the situation can never go back to the way that it was before. There is pain involved in this, okay? But, you know, endings are not always easy, okay? The Dileranti. The person perhaps has been extremely unreasonable, can't see the forest for the trees, somewhat deluded, has the ability to delude others. This could be the idea of also hanging around bad people, okay? And the Falsità. Wow. The three most negative cards in the deck. This is based around some kind of lie or deception. Perhaps someone using you. Maybe the person has a substance abuse issue and has been lying and making your life hard. But you see that this card comes to cut this whole situation. It is the cosmic scissors. And this tells me that it is over and done with, and is usually abrupt and final. And that it's backed up by this card. Okay? So like I said, maybe you've been kind of sitting on the fence, not trying to do anything about it, not knowing what to do. Doesn't matter, because something's going to occur. This could even be like violence. Like maybe somebody did something violent while they were under the influence, and they've been lying about it. Okay? But, you know, the full moon and the new moon, typically after the full moon passes, things are revealed. So if you can, today's the 6th, so 3 days before to 3 days after, try not to make any decisions because your emotions will be heightened, but eventually all will be revealed. I do believe so, okay? There's something about the Dileranti I want to tell you, and then I'm going to pull a Golden Nostradamus card. The Dileranti. Who is it the 9 of Diamonds? Yes. Cards are quite clear. Let me read over this right quick, because there's something else that the card wants to tell me. It describes setbacks, delays, accidents, recklessness, disorganization, opposition, mutually exclusive beliefs, precarious conditions, and transitory states. It is a card that heralds complications of all kinds and the worsening of the situation, as well as arguments and confusions. It heralds problems and trouble on all fronts, grave arguments and falling out with clients, partners, and family members. Now, it is a card that indicates hallucinations, contradictions, illusions of grandeur, and self-exaltation. And someone who can lead you down the wrong path. Illegal drug use, as I said. Well, there you have it. So let me pull I would say because sometimes this can be a reunion, like a meeting or getting together with friends. Remember I said maybe you can make amends, because I've seen that card with me. And so you guys decide that you're going to bury the hatchet and get together. I would not. I would let this one pass. Because sometimes these two cards together can indicate violence. Okay? And a deception about it. You know, and that happens a lot. Women are in, you know, have been with an abusive partner, and they, you know, get away, and then the guy wants to meet, and then they get back together, and then the guy, like, kills them or some crap, you know. I'm not saying that's what I see here, but I'm just using that as an example. Sometimes you have to let things go. It can't go back to the way it was before, so don't even waste your time doing that. All right. Formulate your question. It looks as though you're trying to do something anyway, and I think your time would be better used focusing on whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Okay? And this person means you ill will. They mean you harm. So get away from them. Stay away from them. Oh, well. It's the castle. It was upside down. Well, let's go. The deck's upside down. Okay. And that's a weird card to come out, but let me read it, because I'm sure it may have some kind of meaning for someone out there. The headstrong, bold pursue their hopeless dreams, while cowards never act but only scheme. That's that. It's cowardly behavior. Be bold, passionate, and challenge yourself before challenging others. Be careful of being overconfident, and be sure that you understand what your true aspirations are. Right. So in that vein, I would say, you know, if you really have something that you want to do, but you've been with this in some kind of relationship with this person, and you like, oh, you know, but I love that person and I want them to stick around. Don't. Know what your true aspirations are. Okay. There's better partners out there for you. Okay. And so that's what I have for you. I hope that message helped. Until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste. Bye.